Hello, do you want to transform your mind to develop a better version of yourself and develop your leadership capacity towards achieving greater societal impact? You're about to listen to the Build Demand, Build Community podcast brought to you by your host, David Adeleke, sponsored by the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center. Let's dive into today's topic. Why are some people more successful than others? Why do some people make more money, live happier lives, and accomplish much more in the same number of years than the great majority? What is their real secrets of success? Almost everyone wants to double their income, wants to lose weight, wants to get out of debt, achieve financial independence. Not only do we all want the same things, but we all know what we have to do to achieve them, and we all intend to do those things sometime. But before we get started, we decide to either procrastinate or probably take time to do some other things, instead doing those things that are needed at that exact time. We say that someday I will read that book, someday I will start that exercise problem, someday I will upgrade my skills and earn more money, someday I will get my finances under control and get out of debt, someday I will do all those things that I need to do to achieve all my goals. Someday. Probably 80% of the population lives on Sunday also. Most of the time, they think and dream and fantasize about all the things that are going to be someday. And mostly, people who makes this type of excuse are also surrounded by the same people that makes excuses. They all sit around and swap excuses for being on the island of someday. Not surprising, their excuses are largely the same. I didn't have a happy childhood, I didn't get a good education, I don't have any money, my boss is really critical, my marriage is no good, no one appreciates me, the economy is terrible. They have come down with the disease of excuses, which is invariably fatal to success. They all have good intentions, but as everyone knows, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The first rule of success is simple. Vote yourself off the island of someday, the island of making excuses. No more excuses. Do it or don't do it. But don't make excuses. Stop using your incredible brain to think of elaborate and rationalizations and justifications for not taking action. Do something, do anything, get on with it. Repeat to yourself, if it's to be, it's up to me. Losers make excuses, winners make progress. Now, how can you tell if your favorite excuse is valid or not? It's simple. Look around and ask, is there anyone else who has my same excuse, who is successful anyway? When you ask this question, if you are honest, you will have to admit that there are thousands and even millions of people who have had it far worse than you have, who have gone on to do wonderful things with their lives. And what thousands and millions of others have done, you can do as well if you try. It has been said that if people put as much energy into achieving their goals as they spend making up excuses for failure, they would actually surprise themselves. But first, you have to vote yourself off the island of making excuses. Why are some people more successful than others? This is one major question you should ask yourself. One quality that most philosophers, teachers, and experts agree on is the importance of self-discipline. Discipline is what you must have to resist the lure of excuses. It is self-discipline that enables you to vote yourself off the island. It is the key to a great life, and without it, no lasting success is possible. I want you to know this. You can achieve almost any goal you set for yourself if you have the discipline to pay the price, to do what you need to do and never to give up. Whatever it is that you have delayed, start doing those things that you need to do to change your life, to change your finance, to change your current situation. Do not make excuses. Stop making excuses. Do what you need to do and never give up. No more excuse. This podcast is sponsored by the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, brought to you by David Adeleke. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. You can subscribe to the BMBC podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts. I remain your host, David Adeleke. See you in next episode.